Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to say thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears up to some of the travails and tribulations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And recently, I've done a few videos where sons have killed and murdered their mothers. For some strange reason, we're seeing quite a few children that have turned to debauchery and death committed against their parents. And this one is a sad case straight out of Florida, where this time a teenage girl decides to heinously kill her mother and her mother's young boyfriend, that she didn't like their relationship, and she felt that her and her mother were beefing about the young girl wanting to transition. So there are issues with mother-daughter, daughter and boyfriend, and also LGBTQ issues. So let's get into it. Reached a boiling point. 16-year-old girl allegedly kills mom and mom's younger boyfriend over couple's age gap and teen's gender transition. A teenage Florida girl is being held in juvenile detention but could not be charged as an adult after admitting to killing her mother and her mother's much younger boyfriend earlier this month, police say. Julia Grace Egler, 16, stands accused of 2 counts of murder in the first degree, according to the Palm Bay Police Department. The defendant had a chilling final message for Kelly McCullum, 42, and Matthew Zurrock, 22, on Saturday night, authorities said. And Kelly McCullum is Julia's mother. She said, "Welcome home," the girl allegedly told the May-December couple as the fatal ambush began inside the home on Beckor Road on July 6. Multiple rounds were fired and both victims suffered from gunshot wounds, police say, according to court records obtained by Florida Today. But the violence didn't end so quickly. After allegedly killing her mother with the woman's own silver .38 special, Egler turned the gun on Zurrock, the boyfriend, Matthew, who pleaded for her to stop as he fled and tried to take refuge in the bathroom, police say. There, the teen repeatedly stabbed her mother's boyfriend with a chef's knife. Then she used the handgun again to finish the kill on Matthew, the boyfriend. At around 12:06 a.m. on Sunday, a phony 911 call was made, police allege. During the call, Egler was allegedly crying hysterically and saying a man had broken into the family's residence. Officers who arrived moments later met the teenager outside the house. There, she allegedly stuck to her story about the burglar at first, telling police she hid inside her room with her pit bull when she heard loud noises happening elsewhere in the house. But under repeat interrogation, however, the girl's story fell apart, and she eventually confessed to the killings, police say. Detectives say one of the first clues was finding the handgun stashed just outside the teen's bedroom window. There was also allegedly bloody footprints all over the place, and those matched Egler's shoes. The bloody chef's knife was found left out on the kitchen counter, and there was a trail of blood leading to the bathroom. During a subsequent custodial interview at the police station, the defendant admitted that she broke into her mother's bedroom to steal the gun and some rounds of ammunition, according to court records obtained by the Space Coastal Rocket, a local news website focusing on the region of Florida located around the Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Then she put the loaded gun and a kitchen knife in her pockets and waited for the couple to come home. When they arrived just after 10:30 p.m., the carnage ensued. As it turned out, Egler only stopped shooting Matthew because she ran out of bullets and then began using the knife. She allegedly told police. Later, on the dying man's wishes, she went back to her mother's bedroom, grabbed one bullet, reloaded the revolver with the final round, and shot Matthew in the head. The girl told investigators that the man, Matthew, essentially asked Egler to take him out of his misery, according to records obtained by Orlando-based CBS affiliate WKMG. In the intervening hour or so, the girl admittedly tried to stage the scene to look like a break-in had occurred, according to police. But authorities say the cover-up was sloppy, with glass found on top of the victims' bodies and multiple readily accessible surveillance cameras containing footage that put the lie to the burglar claim. As for a motive, police say Egler was not happy with the fact that Kelly was not very accepting of her transition. She was not happy that her mother wasn't accepting of her transition. And she also did not like her mother was dating Matthew, who was 22 years old, according to documents obtained by Orlando-based ABC affiliate WFTV. Those issues had allegedly been simmering for quite some time. By the time of the murders, the teen had reached a boiling point with McCullum, her mother, over the gender issues and the age gap between her and her younger boyfriend, 22-year-old Matthew, according to the affidavit obtained by Daytona Beach based NBC affiliate WESH. Law enforcement were also relatively quick to relay the alleged killer's presumed motive in public comments this week. Egler cited long-standing conflicts with her mother, including disagreements related to her gender transition, as well as disapproval of her mother's relationship with Matthew, as motives for the crime. Palm Bay Police Lieutenant Virginia Kilmer said in comments reported by Space Coast Daily, based on the evidence, including Egler's confession and forensic findings at the scene, she was placed under arrest and charged with 2 counts of first-degree premeditated murder. A delinquency hearing will be held later this month, during which the 18th Judicial Circuit State Attorney's Office will decide whether or not Egler will be charged as an adult. Florida Today reports. Man, what an incredible story here again. An incredibly sad, tragic, and heinous story where this young girl, teenage girl, 16 years old, Julia Grace Egler, decided that the only way out of dealing with issues with her mother, let alone Matthew, the younger boyfriend, was to premeditatively kill her mom and her mother's boyfriend. Mental illness is a real thing. I talk about this in many of my videos. Stress, anxiety. In today's time, it seems like many individuals, whether it's married couples, boyfriend, girlfriend, children, and parents, we have lost the element of conflict mediation, conflict resolution, and or talking things out. There has become such a minute and finite line between life and death, and the level of high inhumanity that we see in each other, including our own family members. There are innumerable amount of cases and videos about not only is there a lot of chaos and disruption throughout our cities and our states, but there is a lot of chaos and disruption that is going on within the 4 walls of many of our homes. But there are always ancillary services, social services, psychological, psychiatric, uh, mental, and medical help that can be ascertained, where your final conclusion should not be, I'm going to get rid of this person because I don't like them and we don't get along. And we're starting to see with this technological age where there is starting to be such a feelingless young society that we have today, where there is a high propensity of a lack of respect for elders, be it parents, grandparents, older people that young people meet out in public on a regular basis. Um, and I think this, unfortunately, is a telltale sign where Julia Egler, 16, lost the grace and the fortitude to understand that that was her mother who birthed her, Kelly McCullum, 42, that she decided to kill. The person that gave her life, she decided to thank her mother by taking her life. And yes, Kelly was dating a man 20 years younger than her. Matthew was 22, Kelly was 42. Um, but that does not mean both of them are of legal age. And I think the daughter, Julia, with her wanting to transition, mental health becomes a real issue, identity uh, crisis is a real issue, stress and anxiety. And kids in today's time have so many different types of external stimuli that is shooting at them that sometimes I think it becomes very diluted and confusion uh, on what is real and what is not real. And the management of stress and anxiety. Many of these young kids today have not learned how to navigate through tough times, and they are lashing out and reacting in a very negative and heinous way, even to family members and let alone their own parents. This is a very sad commentary that this 16-year-old decided to make an adult decision and brutally stab and shoot her own 42-year-old mother and her mother's 22-year-old boyfriend, Matthew, killing both of them. She made an adult crime. She made an adult decision. Allegedly, it sounds like this may have been premeditated, and she is going to have to face the jury and the piper for her despicable decision that she made to end the life of her own mother and her mother's boyfriend. There could have been a better way. And we have to learn how to work through our issues in a positive way, in a righteous way, in a consciously thinking and aware way to navigate through this crazy world we call life with some level of hope and humanity. Tell me what you think about this case. It's very unfortunate. This recently happened in Florida, where this female teen, Julia Egler, ended up stabbing and shooting and killing her 42-year-old mother, Kelly McCullum, and her mother's 22-year-old boyfriend, Matthew. And then she tried to stage and cover up and lie that it was an armed robber that entered her home and killed her mother and her mother's boyfriend. What a sad story. And this young lady, Julia Egler, 16, the life that she's going to have in front of her and the mental help that she needs is imperative. Tell me what you think. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth.